Hey, Motorman here, and I'm going to give you my take on the brand new, just released 2021 Electra Glide Revival. It is a funny story, but my wife said the other day, she says, "Honey, I got a phone call." I said, "Who is it?" She says, "It's that CEO of Harley-Davidson." I said, "Again?" So I get to the phone and I go, "Yo, Zykes, how you doing?" He says, "Hey, you're our greatest ambassador, and unlike a lot of these YouTubers that we see riding our bikes, you actually know how to ride the freaking thing. So what we want to do is we want to drop off a 2021 Revival to you, and to get your feelings on it. Keep it for a week or two, whatever you need." And I says, "I'm awful busy. I got this Triumph Bobber as a test bike. I got to do weekly updates on that." I said, "But okay, because it's you, drop it up. But keep in mind, I told him I already got a blue Electra Glide with the 114 motor with every." He says, I know, but we want to talk about, if you would just take that bike for a ride." So then, I woke up and I said, oh, what a dream. Like they would really call me. Come on, I had you going for a minute there. But I am going to give you my take on the bike. I love nostalgia, and I think it's a terrific idea. And we're going to go into it. I'm going to show it to you and show you pictures of it because nobody's got one as of yet. And I'm also going to talk about some other things that maybe some car manufacturers should take a cue from Harley-Davidson about this type of nostalgia thing. Well, here it is, folks, the 2021 Electra Glide Revival. Now, if they'd have asked me, I would have said I'd call it the 2021 Electra Glide Nostalgia. That's the 69 model that this was copied from. And the differences are subtle. For a person who doesn't know Harley Davidsons, they would think this is an older motorcycle. They did a great job on this bike. The white bags, white seat, the white fairing, the wide white wall tires, and the spoke wheels. This bike just, it's beautiful from every angle. Gotta love this, and nostalgia sells. That's why they're doing this, let's face it. What we have here, basically, a lot of people are saying this is based on the Electra Glide standard. It's actually, I think it's based more on the Electra Glide police bike because it comes with the 114 motor, just like the police Electra Glides. And you've got RDRS as standard equipment. That's cornering ABS and traction control. And, of course, regular ABS as well and link brakes. So you've got a lot of options on this motorcycle that you would get standard on the police bike. Now, I wouldn't pay the $29,199 they're asking for it, and I'm sure that with only 1,500 of them being made, they're going to sell out immediately, if not already sold out. It's too bad they didn't make 3,000 of them because it would be take a little bit, from the dealers. Sometimes dealers get a little greedy. They charge 2,000 to 5,000 over list price, and I'm sure they'll get it. People are willing to pay that kind of money. I don't blame them. But if they made 3,000, that would cut back on that. I like the seat rail they put on there. It's very similar to the buddy seat that came on the 69, though in 69, those seats were made so that you could actually fit two people on it. This is just a police seat, and looks like they've cut the sides of it down a bit so that you can get your legs a little closer to the ground because the seat sits up about 4 inches above the frame on the police bikes and on this one as well. And that's going to make it a little difficult to even get the kickstand up for a person who's under 5'8" or 5'9", and you're probably just going to get tip your toes down to the ground if you're that height. Now, if you're 6 foot, 6'2" like me, it's not going to be a problem. And that seat, by the way, the shape of that seat, they call it a tractor style seat. It is very comfortable. I don't see any passenger pegs on this, so I'm guessing this is just meant as a single rider. You could probably add a seat on the rear fender and some pegs for a passenger if that's what you wanted to do. But I'm guessing most people who buy this motorcycle are going to keep it as stock appearing as possible. At least if you're keeping it as a collector's item, I'm sure that's what you'd want to do, though. Adding a seat to the fender and some passenger pegs, they could always be taken off. I'm hoping people don't get this bike and just keep it in the garage as an investment because let's face it, they were meant to be ridden. And there really isn't that much difference between this motorcycle and, like I said, the police edition. It's just that, you get the colors and it reminds you exclusively of the 69 through 70 model. I would wish that auto manufacturers like Ford would do the same thing. If Ford made a Mustang that looked just like this 65, they would sell them out immediately, especially with modern running gear and a modern motor, so much quicker and faster and better handling than the 65 models were. And it's the same thing with the Harley-Davidson. They're a superior bike to the 69, but they look like a 69. And that's what people want. Here's a 54 Lincoln Mark II. This is the first Lincoln Mark. These were handmade and probably the most beautiful Lincoln, and possibly one of the most beautiful American cars ever made. If Lincoln made a car that looked like this now with modern running gear, they'd sell them out. Same thing with this 59 Cadillac convertible. I would love to see Cadillac come out with a car that looks like this. It doesn't have to be this gigantic. These 59s were so big they wouldn't even fit in most garages today. But if they made a car that reminded people of and looked just like the 59 model, they'd sell them out. There'd be a line waiting to get them. And that's the way it's going to be with this 2021 revival. People will want this. In fact, I'm guessing they're either sold out now, or in a couple of days they will be sold out. With only 1,500 of them made, and people have some money to spend, obviously. But like I said, if it were me and I wanted a bike to look just like the 69, I would get the police bike, either in blue like I have, and get some birch white bags and a birch white fairing. I would take the police seat, have it reupholstered just like Harley-Davidson did, and maybe get that seat rail on there, some wire wheels and some wide white walls, and you'd have this bike. Now, I'm not sure if these come with the heated grips, but the police bike does come standard with heated grips, and it's probably about $10,000 less money. So that's just something to think about. This is something that you can recreate on your own, probably for less money than what Harley-Davidson is asking for this bike, plus throw in some dealer greed and people paying over list price. So yeah, if you really wanted your motorcycle to look just like this, you could do it pretty easily with the accessory catalog. But that's my take on this. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'm going to be putting this video up pretty close to the last video I did, just so that you can get my feelings on the motorcycle. I think that yeah, it's a good idea. It's great marketing. People are going to buy it, and that's what you're in business for, is for people to buy your product. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my take on this, and I'll see you soon. Now, I know I just did a video I put up yesterday, so this is kind of soon, but because this bike just came out, I thought it was important to give my take on it. So till next time.